We live. Let me back the camera up a little bit. Get the camera together. There we go. There we go. Matter of fact, let me close these blinds. Can y'all see these blinds? Y'all probably can see it. Let me close these blinds real quick. Yeah. Close them bad, boy. So y'all can't see that. That ain't distracting right there. There we go. Y'all, we back. We back another week. Sermon Sundays. How was y'all week? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Cause we finna jump straight into it. We about to jump straight into it. And this message right here gonna be so good. And let me tell you how and why it's gonna be so good. First off, it's gonna be so good because it's God's word. Yeah, it's gonna be so good because it's God's word. And how it's gonna be so good, man. I'm coming in right now. I was feeling a little bit about this message, and that's how I know I need to preach it, because I had to pray. I'm like, Lord, a spirit of word begin to come over me. Just a spirit that's not of you. I can name so many of them, but it's not of you. And I said, ooh, I need this to one I need to go with. And that's one thing I learned in my maturity, as well as in my spiritual life, that what feels uncomfortable is what I need to lean more towards. So this message here, you seen the video title is called Love Is. Love is blank. I'm letting you fill in the blank. You know what? We ain't letting you fill in the blank. God gonna fill in the blank. Love is blank. And so we'll be coming from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. So this is a quick read, easy read, but yet a deep read. Easy, but yet deep. Very good. And you probably heard it before, but you never probably really dived into it. But 1 Corinthians, let me know when you get there. I'm going to give you a few minutes to get there. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. That's where we're coming from. I'll give you a few minutes. I'm feeling like you there now. I'm feeling like you there, so we're going to jump straight into it. Let's get it. So, again, this is titled Love Is. Love Is. Love Is. And in 1 Corinthians, this is Paul talking again. Paul is talking about love. He's talking to the church about love. And it reads, I may speak in different languages, whether human or even of angels. But if I don't have love, I am only a noisy bell or a ringing cymbal. Listen to that again. But if I don't have love, I may speak different languages. I may know how to speak everything: Greek, Hebrew, Spanish. I know how to speak hood rat. I know how to speak ghetto. I know how to speak Ebonics. You can speak all that, but if you don't have love, it says you only a noisy bell or a ringing cymbal. So people didn't know what you said. They just hearing noise because you don't speak love. Now let's keep reading. In verse 2 it reads, I may have the gift of prophecy. I may have understand all secrets and know everything there is to know. And I may have faith so great that I can move mountains. You know the Bible talks about that, having that faith that move mountains. You got all that. And watch this, keep reading. But even with all this, if I don't have love, I am nothing. Do what Paul's saying. If you don't have love, you are nothing. You can speak all languages, what he said in verse 1. Then in verse 2, you can have the gift of prophecy. You can know everything. You can know all the secrets there is to know. But if you don't have love, you don't have nothing. Come on, y'all. You know, one of the first commandments God even gave us was to love. One of the first commands, I'm sorry, not commandments, but one of the first commands was to love. To love. To love. So there's no way you know God and you don't know love. There is absolutely no way, because God is love. And once he transforms your mind and your heart, watch this. Once you become a new person, you become a renewed person in Christ. The first thing you're going to do is your heart change. So now you're open to love, to open to receive and to give. That's one of his first commands, to love. Let's keep reading. In verse 3, I may give away everything I have to help others. And I may even give my body as an offering to be burned. But I gain nothing by doing all this if I don't have love. I may give everything away. You know, a lot of times this is very common in the world we're in today, because people would do so much. People do a lot of good works. Get me wrong, they do a lot of good works. They're feeding the homeless. They give everything away. You can give everything away. The Bible talks about this. He said, Paul said this earlier now, you can give everything away. But if you ain't doing it in love, if you ain't doing it, if you don't have love doing it, you don't have nothing. If you don't have love, not just doing it to be seen, you doing it because you want to record yourself doing good works. You want the people to see you. You want the news station to record you. Huh? You got a ulterior motive in your heart and in your mind. People don't know it, but God knows. He said, man, if you ain't got love, man, you have nothing. Now, let's keep reading in 4. This is very, we got this one hung up in our bathroom. So I read this so much, I see it so much, and it's a reminder. And honestly, man, it's very tough. It's tough. It ain't tough to love. It's tough to love like God. It's very tough, man, because people, let's be honest, y'all, God ain't hard. It ain't hard loving God. It's God's people that we struggle with. It's God's people that we struggle with. But guess what? That's where the test come at. That's where the test come at. That's what everything, that's where you really earn your stripes at. You feel me? That's where you really earn your stripes. When you love God's people, and you can't just love this person, hate this person, love this person, hate this person, love this. You can't pick and choose now. You cannot pick and choose. That ain't how God got that thing. You got to love. If you love God, you got to love his people. Matter of fact, if you love God, you have to love people. You have to love people. And in verse 4, it's the blueprint. It's the blueprint. It's hard, but yeah, it's the blueprint. And you know what? I'm going to take that away. I'm not going to say it's hard because I don't use that word no more. It's challenging. But here's the blueprint that was given. Again, the sermon of the title is titled Love Is. And it's going to tell us exactly what love is. Now, first off, Paul told us what love ain't. He told us what ain't. In verse 1-3, Paul told us what love ain't. Now, in verse 4, he tells us what love is. Watch this. He say, love is patient and kind. I'm going to take my time with this one. Love is not jealous. It does not brag. And it is not proud. Love is not rude. It is not selfish. And it cannot be made angry easily. He talking to many of us. He talking to me for sure. Sometimes people irritate me. I get angry easy. That ain't love. So when I operate in love, I'm not operating in the spirit of God. That's my flesh. My flesh. I get angry quick. Man, I said, man, if you don't shut, you know what I'm saying? I want to say something. If you don't shut up, I get angry. Man, what you talking about? That's how I be. Just be real. That's how I be. I look at people crazy. I just look at people crazy, man. People just be talking. People sound like what they say, a noisy bell or just a ringing cymbal just talking. But I ain't operating in the spirit of love. So he talking to a lot of us, but he talking to me right now. Watch this. He say, let's read that again. Love is not rude. It is not selfish. And it cannot be made angry easily. Love does not remember wrongdoing. Hold on, take your time with that. Let me go back over that one. Love does not remember wrong done against it. Y'all read that again. Love does not remember wrong done against it. Hey, you know that's one thing we all struggle with. Sometimes you want to bring up the past on somebody. Even if they doing wrong, you say, man, remember you did this to me? Man, love don't do that. You say, that what Paul said. He said, love don't do that. Love don't do it. You can't, if you gonna love now, you gotta forget. You can't bring it up. I'm sorry, he didn't say forget, but you can't bring it up. Love, man, I be wanting. Sometimes you don't want people to forget the wrong they did you, the hate they showed you. You be like, man, love. You know what I'm saying? You want to bring in the wrongdoings, but Paul say love does not remember wrong done against it. Love, watch this, we in verse 6 now. Love is never happy when others do wrong, but it is always happy with the truth. We in 7 now. Love never gives up on people. It never stops trusting, never loses hope, and never quit. Watch this, y'all. And then in 8, he top it off in 8. He say, love will never end. Love will never end. Love will never end. Think about them people who done you wrong. Think about them people who did whatever they did. You still got love for them. The love don't end. The love keep going. You said, man, I still got love for you despite whatever we went through, whatever we've been through, whatever you did. I still got love for you, man. I just can't kick it with you no more. Man, I just can't fool with you no more. And that's love. It don't never end. The love will never end. But watch this. Let's keep reading. But all those gifts will come to an end. And he talking about the gifts that was up in verse 1 through 3. He talked about you had a gift of prophecy. You can know all the secrets. You can know all that is to know. But if you ain't got love, you ain't got nothing. Watch this. Let's keep reading. But all those gifts will come to an end. Even the gift of prophecy, the gift of speaking different kinds of languages, and the gift of knowledge. These will all end because this knowledge and these prophecies we have are not complete. But when perfection comes, the things that are not complete will end. Let's keep reading. We're on verse 11 now. And y'all might have heard this one too. And a lot of times, man, I oftentimes read this because we talked about love is. So 1 through 3, Paul say this what love ain't. Right? Now we go to verse 4 through 7. Paul say love is blank. He filled in the blank for us. Now we in 8. And he said love never ends. Now we on 11. We putting on our big boy and big girl draws for this one. We in 11. Because I talk about this oftentimes, man. A lot of people getting older, but they never growing up. And this is what the Bible say about that. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. And I made plans like a child. Now, when I became a man, I stopped those childish ways. Y'all, when you become a man or a woman, you have to stop those childish ways, man. Is it easy? No. No, it ain't easy. But he said you got to stop. You got to stop those childish ways. The Bible don't talk about nothing easy. He don't say, man, you come off his easy. God don't say that. Now, people, sometimes a lot of times pastors be lying or people in the church, they be lying. It's going to get easy. I'm telling you what God, God don't say that. Because your faith is only talking till it's tested. So he ain't going to say it's get easy. No. But it has to be done. So he said, man, I put away those. I'm sorry, that's King James version. I'm used to King James, but right here in this version here, easy to read version, I stopped those childish ways. It ain't easy, but you said you got to stop those childish ways. Let's keep reading. In 12, it says, it is the same with us. Now we see God as if we are looking at a reflection in a mirror. Y'all, that get deep right there. I'm gonna read that again. Now we see God as if we are looking at a reflection in a mirror. When you look in that mirror, you see yourself. You ain't seeing God. God shows way different ways, but in the physical, you have to be seeing God in the spiritual way. In the physical, you ain't seeing him. That's when your faith come in there, because a lot of people get confused. Because faith is believing and seeing in those that are unseen. That's what you gotta have some extreme faith to believe in somebody who ain't there. And that's what we got. When you say, man, you come over here to God and say, man, I believe in God, you believe in somebody who ain't there. In the physical, somebody say, man, show me God. I can't show you. I beat my bowl. And I tell people oftentimes, man, God can't be explained, but he can only be experienced. You got to experience it for yourself, man. I can tell you all that is to tell you, but you confused. So when God show up in your life, that'll be your way of experiencing him. Let's keep reading. But then in the future, we will see him right before our eyes. Now, I know only a part, but at that time, I will know fully. Watch this. As God has known me. He talking about relationship right here. And then he top it off with in verse 3. So these three things continue. Faith, that we talked about. Hope. And watch this. And 3 right here. Love. And the greatest of them all is love. That's what Paul said. In 1 Corinthians, the greatest of them all is love. Man. Y'all, this is so good to me right here, man. I came in, like I told you, I know this is going to be good because I came in a little heavy. But love conquers all, y'all. Y'all, I can get a little deep for you real quick. Can I get a little deep? A little deep for you. Love conquers all. There is so many misconceptions out there with love, y'all. There's so many misconceptions. Let me tell you something. Man, it's some people out there who's being abused. I'm not just saying physically. They're being abused spiritually, emotionally, Financially, they're being abused in the name of love, but that ain't the love God was talking about. They ain't read this right here. They ain't read this one right here, y'all. That's why they confused. See, a lot of people think love is abuse. Uh-oh. Let's keep going, y'all. Don't forget the title. The sermon of the title is titled Love Is. A lot of people think love is abuse. A lot of people think love is being cheated on. Watch this, y'all. A lot of people think love is being mistreated. A lot of people think love is lying. A lot of people think love is what it is not. And let's even break that thing down even so simple. If God is love, that means the devil is hate. It's so simple. This is God math. If God is love, the devil is hate. So anytime in your heart you feel hate, that ain't God. God is love. And I have to check myself because I'm saying again, our challenge is not with God most times. It's God's people. If you think about the people who say, man, I left church, I left this, I left that, I left God, they ain't leave God because they left God because of his people. That's why we have to be so careful how we love. We have to be so careful how we speak. We have to be so careful how we walk, how we talk, how we live. Because if not, we can run God's people away. We can run people away from God. That's why we have been called to be set apart. We have been called to be set apart. So we got to be careful with that, man. It ain't easy, but it's doable. Too much is given, much is required. Y'all, I'm talking good right now, and I'm going over my time, but guess what? I'm just in the spirit right now. And again, I know, man, I came a little bit heavy with this, love, man. It can get, man, it can get iffy. It can get a little bit iffy talking love, and not just love for family, love for friends, not just love for your spouse, for your house, love for the world. It's so much hate, y'all. It's so much hate, y'all. And y'all, let me tell you something. One of the toughest things to do right now, the enemy won't, I'm finna go right now, the spirit on me right now. The enemy don't want us to love because there's so much hate in the world. And let me tell you something. When things start happening to you, when hate start happening to you, when you start being hated on, naturally, you want to shut off and stop loving. Because I know I do it. I said, man, I ain't doing nothing for nobody no more. Man, I ain't for the man, I ain't for that's how I get. But guess what? That's my flesh. My spirit say I have to keep because that's who God called me to be. That's who I am. You can't let the world or the hate change you. You have to keep loving because love is God. If you say you with God, you love. We called to love. But the devil won't people to change. He won't things to change you. He wants you to stop loving. Because if you ain't loving, you hating. And y'all, again, like we said, God is love, the devil is hate. So once you stop loving, you will begin to hate. My. Boy, I'm going to let that one breathe for a minute. I'm going to let that one breathe right there for a minute. Y'all, I hope this bless somebody tonight. I hope this bless somebody tonight. I hope this bless somebody tonight. Because again, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to continue tonight. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do this tonight. Because again, a spirit came up over me that wasn't of God. And I just felt heaviness. I felt almost burdened, but I had to go in prayer. And I told God to remove that. And also, I knew this was going to be good because I began to get burdened down. People don't know it, man. When you start walking and talking with God and you start sharing his messages, man, the enemy coming. He coming even harder. Why? Because you're interrupting what he's doing. You're beginning to breathe life back into people who is the walking dead. You get what I'm saying? Too much is given, much is required. Y'all, I hope this message bless you. I thank you for tuning in. Share this with somebody. Let them get their week started. Share this with somebody who need love. Share this with somebody who need to know love. Share this with somebody. Don't just say this for yourself. Share this message. Because it ain't, if you ain't just for you need it, if it bless you, it can bless others. So share this message. And I thank you for tuning in. I'm about to go eat me some dinner. I think my baby in there cooking now. Go eat me some good dinner. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Our motto is stay blessed. If you already been with the channel, you already know how we rocking like a cut off stocking. You hear me? Hey, it's Sunday night. Y'all go have a great week and stay blessed. I'll catch you next Sunday, Sermon Sunday, and watch the videos through the week. I got a vlog dropping too. I had just uploaded already, but I had to take it down because it was a copyright on the music, so I'm going to re-upload that. Y'all can watch that and tune in and tap in. But guess what? There's more to come. There's more to come. Hey, I'm through talking. Hey, I'll catch y'all next video. I'm gone.